Okay, so here we go. Continuing on with this hair line of reasoning that someone wouldn't have removed the hair if it was either him or Sayaka, because they were both supposed to be there.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Ha ha ha! Yes, very true, very true.
Okay.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Right.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Again,
Are
more
you
evidence.
sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
Yeah, the door to the bathroom that it was taken off the freaking hinges or whatever. That's the other evidence.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
No, I forgot. The killer struggled getting to the bathroom, and the evidence that proves it is the object the killer broke. The doorknob. Yep.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Yep.
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Alright, Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Okay, let's hear more. From here on out, the numbers of weak spots will start going up. No matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. This is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Alright. Bathroom door frame, here we go.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Oh, that's fine.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
Yep.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Right.
Because Sayaka had locked it.
No, false. There's no lock on the boys' doors. That's definitely false.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked.
Right.
After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Haha.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Haha.
Yep, true as true can be.
He's actually helping.
But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door.
No, yeah, I had the worst luck.
That's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
There you go.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place?
Because it couldn't open. Oh, wait a minute. The nameplates, because the nameplates were switched, and therefore they thought that that was Sayaka's room and that would have had a lock on it.
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
Haha.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Yep. They didn't know the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime they didn't know was the crime took place in my room. They didn't know that.
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
No.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
Right, and he would have just opened it, because he knew how to do it.
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Yep.
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Oh, that would be stupid.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
What about the letters she wrote?
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
That's a great question.
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then, maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Not for the Ocean's 13. No, I don't think any of these kids would have been able to pick the lock.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Ms. Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
What the hell? Where's this guy get a superiority complex from?
Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka let someone in because... they switched rooms. I guess I'm gonna say switching rooms. Yeah.
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Aha, I got it right. Good. The Same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh?
What?
Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
That is a good question.
I know you
Why?
don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
Whoa! Look what she just found. A note. Come see me in my room. Check the nameplate to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay, Sayaka? It seems like Sayaka was trying to lure someone into the room, maybe to kill them. Whoa! Maybe she was trying to frame Makoto for it. Yeah, maybe she was trying to kill someone, and because she was in Makoto's room, she would frame him for the murder. Holy shit.